Sponsored by Zentavos. Keep more of your money.
Back to Ask Sloan, everybody. I'm sitting here with Jenn Perez this week, and we're gonna, she brought the topic, so we're gonna chat it up, and we'll see what's happening, what's going on.
Well,
Jenn.
I am so happy to be here. It's usually you've been on our podcast.
Yeah.
So you were on our podcast, and we actually were asking you questions,
That was
and
fun.
I'm so used to being the one interviewing,
Right.
but so it's gonna be kind of like that.
Well, that's what's cool about my podcast.
Yes,
It's like
'cause
I'm not the interviewer, so
Exactly.
you can still be the interviewer.
Yeah,
Bring it.
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I have
love
my
it.
own opinions, but I mean, that's one of the things that you have a lot of knowledge. And since you started your podcast, I just feel like you bring really, really deep conversations
Oh, thanks.
that sometimes I'm just like, whoa, that's a good little clip right there and a good little clip. So
I appreciate
y'all
that.
been doing really, really good
Thank
on
you.
that for sure.
Thank you
Both
so
of y'all
much.
have that conversation.
And let's tell everybody, Jenn is one of the producers of our show. She's one of the owners of the Media Network, which is the production team behind Ask Sloan.
Yeah.
And it's just been really great to work with you
Yeah.
and Shin and everything. So
We do a little bit of everything.
yeah, no, really good stuff.
You've been from the very start when we decided to do something for podcasters. So we appreciate that you believe in us.
Yeah, well, and
Yeah.
likewise,
Yeah.
I was really honored to be invited
Yeah.
to be a part of the
Yeah.
team. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I had some questions because, I'm a business owner, I'm a real estate broker. I've been in real estate for 15 years. I decided, in 2020 to start my own business at the beginning, before COVID.
Before COVID, pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID, like in January,
Right.
I got my broker's license in 2019, and I was like,
Congratulations. Yeah.
I'm gonna, venture off on myself by
Love it.
myself.
Yeah.
I have never been in like the workplace where they have the structure or anything. I've always kind of been on my own. I was a paralegal
Okay.
for
Sweet.
14 years.
Wow. Okay.
And I worked for an attorney, but it was like a 1099 job. It was a subcontractor job.
Sure.
So did my hours. So I never really had that structure that like some people do whenever they're in the workforce.
And it wasn't like a firm. It was like a single attorney.
Yeah.
And you were like, just doing his work. And
Yes.
kind of in and out. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
And I learned so much. I mean, I am actually thankful because I had friends that are paralegal and they work in those big firms and they get lost in it and they don't learn anything.
Right.
You kind of have to already have the experience and know to work for a big law firm.
Absolutely.
But when I started, I had no idea about anything. And it actually helped me love the law, which maybe it's another subject, but maybe in the future I'll go back to law school and.
Well, I love it too. Like I would 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the clock is ticking on me, but
Yeah.
I would love to go back to school, get a
Yeah.
law degree, not to practice law.
No.
But just I love.
Or maybe have that backing, because sometimes, I mean, even you're doing taxes. Like one of the things that I always look in a CPA is that they're also an attorney because you got the attorney-client privilege there.
Sure.
And so you could be
Very
a little bit
helpful.
more honest.
No, for sure.
You
For sure.
know?
Well, that's the thing. The CPA isn't really, yes, if you have to deal with the IRS, the CPA is there for you, but it's not really that thing. You kind of have, as long as you have a good CPA, you kind of have that privilege already.
Yeah.
And most CPAs are kind of like therapists a little bit.
They are.
I'm not a CPA.
Yeah.
My dad is, but I'm a chief financial officer, so I work with
Yeah.
a lot of CPAs, and that's like a part of the system.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I enjoy contract law and negotiations
Yeah.
and paperwork a lot more than I enjoyed taxes, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I heard that, going to school for being a tax attorney is the most boring.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Terrible. And what's terrible about that too is like the tax law changes every year.
Oh, yeah.
Like every year, you
Yeah.
know? And depending on what president's in, like what's enforceable, what's not. I mean, it's actually pretty crazy. Yeah.
But like starting off, I had no idea, that I had to be my own tax person, all of those things, which I couldn't afford at that moment because I was a single mom of 3.
Right.
And so I couldn't afford getting a CPA, paying somebody to do my taxes. And because I went to school for legal studies, so I kind of knew how to research stuff and look at things myself. ChatGPT wasn't then.
It wasn't
It
there.
wasn't there
You had
back
to
then.
Google, and then you had to
Yeah.
click, and you maybe go to page
Yeah.
3 and check out a
Oh,
couple.
yeah. No, we still went to the library to get the
Hey,
books.
what?
And I
Yeah.
had to learn how to research what the books. I mean, now you have, all of that online and you can search for it
Isn't that
easily.
wild? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. So I started researching a little bit, and you feel like, okay, I'm the tax person, I'm still out there doing the sales, trying to survive,
Yeah,
being a mom, trying to work your schedule around and everything.
for
And
sure.
I feel like it gets very overwhelming for people,
Absolutely.
and especially for your family, which I
Absolutely.
think that a lot of people, and I think you mentioned it on one of your shows, that a lot of times people don't tell the truth about owning your own business,
Right.
and that your family sometimes does suffer.
Not sometimes.
Yeah, all
Every
the time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, when I first started, I was working for a CPA firm. This was back in 2007. Okay.
Woo.
And I was like, man, um, I hate this.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a whole lot of stuff around that, but I was working for my dad before that for a long
Mhm.
time, and then we had decided to kind of come and be a part of this firm, and all that was gonna be great, and it ended up not being great. The firm was great and everything, but my dad decided not to become a partner, and then I was kind of stuck there, and it just turned out to be like, man, I don't really want to do this. I want to be my own business. I want to I really want to be a CEO. Like I feel like I have so much more that I can do
Yeah.
than just sitting here in this computer,
Mm.
combing through somebody's box of whatever. And it was just like crazy. So I went and I got this book from Entrepreneur Magazine. Okay. It was like this big book, a publication that they did on, how to start your own business and like all the different aspects of it, and that's when I started learning about business plans and raising capital and like all these different things. And one of the first pages in this book literally was make sure you have a sit down with your family and you get their support. Because if you don't have their support,
Yeah.
you are going to fail. Like that,
Yeah.
that's page 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
because the truth is, I saw this on Instagram, a carousel the other day. Okay. And it's so true. Okay. There was like these quadrant. Oh no, it was like a burner, a stove. Okay, a stove with like 4 burners. Okay, and one burner is family, and one burner is health, and one burner is the business, and another burner is something else. And it's like you can't burn all 4.
Mm.
You actually have to give up some
Yeah.
of them, right? Okay, and so everyone who is wildly and extremely successful, they burn their business. They are 100% their business. They're not family.
Mhm.
They're not health until they're later. Like you look at Jeff Bezos when he started Amazon. You look at him now, like he started working on health after he became chairman of the board and
Yeah.
like left the business, right? So you 100% are going to sacrifice your family if you want to achieve certain levels of success.
And if
Okay?
you didn't have a structure,
Yeah,
because like I told you, I didn't have that structure. I didn't
right.
come from, a job or the workforce where there's structure. You got to come in, you punch in. These are your duties. When you are on your own,
Yeah.
you have to structure it.
Yeah. Yes, you have to create that structure.
Yeah.
Um, so when I started working with one of my closest friends, and I've talked about him several times on the podcast, and he had basically asked me for help, and he had a powder coating company. I didn't even know what powder coating was. I was like, okay, sure. And then we ended up transforming that into like a hot rod shop and all kinds of stuff. It was super fun. I mean, incredibly stressful. He was in crisis, financial crisis when it started, and we were just trying to dig our way out of that. But I went to I went to the guys and I was like, okay, hey, everybody needs to start clocking in.
Mm.
Where's the clock?
Yeah.
Like where like
Yeah.
where do we do that?
Yeah.
Like timesheets. Like, who's going to make the timesheet? Okay, where's the schedule? You know, for our, where's our promotional material for, like, the schedule for, like, when people come in, like what am I supposed to charge them? Like, how?
Yeah.
Like, I had to make every document. Like you said, like, you go into a corporation, right?
Yeah.
All the documents are
They're
there.
there.
Here's the employee handbook. Here's the protocols.
Mhm.
Here's, you know, here's your timesheets. Here's your, here, like all the documents are there.
Yeah.
And like, you go through your onboarding as an employee and they train you on all those different things, right? Okay. Well, when you're a small business owner, you have none of that.
No.
You have to literally create all of that. Okay. And you're not going to,
Yeah.
because you have to pay the bills tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So
When
the
you have time.
first thing you're going to do is go sell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sell, and then, okay, now I got to do the work that I just sold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you hire somebody, the first time you hire somebody, you think you're hiring somebody that knows what to do. And they don't.
But they're not you.
They're not you. They have no idea what to do. Even if they got experience, they're not going to do it your way, none of that stuff. And then they're going to be like, okay, so where's my computer?
Yeah.
You don't have a computer?
know.
What are you doing? I don't understand. So yeah, no, you make a very good point. Administration is the very last thing that small business owners pay attention to.
Yeah.
That they process and that they do, and all of those things. So
Do
I feel
you-
like you're like leading to a question.
Yeah. Like, do you have something that you recommend, like, for business owners to maybe read something? Or I feel like if I would have known everything that I had to know becoming a broker, I probably would have waited, to get those systems in place.
Okay.
So tell me,
All right.
so because there's people out there that are waiting. They're like me. They just jump into it. They're like, whatever happens, happens. I'll learn as I go.
Sure.
And then there's other people that, no, I need to have everything in place and then I'll start.
Sure.
Which one would you prefer?
Okay.
And which one would you give some advice to? Because I guess it depends on the person.
Kind of. Okay. But let's definitely unpack that, because it's super important. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I'm going to say is that you really can't do the second one. Okay. All the people that I know that try to get all prepared and have everything in order and everything like that before they get started, they either A, burn out
Mhm.
and never start.
Yeah.
Okay. Or B, when they start, all that goes to the wayside anyways, and they redo it. Okay. So long story short on that, you got to get going. Okay. But the best practices to doing this effectively is, the first step is time management. Okay. Like
It's a weakness.
it is the number one thing that you have to do is schedule your week.
Mhm.
Okay. So that you are working on the things you need to work on every week. Okay. There's only two ways to go about life. Okay. The first way to go about life is reacting to the distractions. Okay. I don't know how many times my phone is rung while we're here because I have it turned upside down. Okay. But if it was turned right side up, then I would be looking at it and I'd be reacting to the distractions. Because right now I'm here with Jen right now.
Yeah.
And I need to be focused right here. Okay. Especially since we're recording and we have an audience and all those things, right? Okay. So I need to be right here.
Yeah.
Well, the only way for me to do that is to turn my phone upside down, and it doesn't matter what's happening there. Right now is my time to do the Ask Sloan podcast. Right.
And I feel like realtors and business owners, because it's the money or whatever,
they focus on sales. I'm trying to tell you, that's what they focus on. Okay. I got to go get new leads. I got to pitch. I got all that stuff. I got to go show houses. I got to do that. Like, it's all about, how do I get to the money? Okay. So there's a great time to go get leads. And then there's a time where, like, you can't go get leads. Right. So like in like when I was always out there trying to go get leads, happy hour was my time to go get leads. Okay. Like, where are you at? Okay. All right. Let's go there. Introduce me to some new people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, finding like, where, like, what network, like, where are you at? Let me go get connected. Let me just be seen and pass my card out or whatever. Like, but that's happening 3 to 5 p.m., 3 to 7 p.m. Okay. Sometimes there's some networking breakfasts or whatever. Okay. So again, time management, right? So I would say you need to dedicate a couple hours a week to administration. Okay. To identifying and organizing what does the business need to operate effectively. And when you're just a solopreneur, it's just you. Okay. You just need to hustle, get some money in the door. Okay. And then start thinking about those next steps, and your first administrative tasks need to be doing a little bit of research on what I need to do. Okay. So I heard this thing about an S corp, but I don't know how to do that. Okay. Right. Well,
Or is it good for me?
is it good for me?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm scheduling Monday.
Mhm.
Okay. Because everybody's busy on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Monday is a great day
Monday's
to do your admin. Okay.
Yeah.
So Monday, 9 a.m. to 10:30, I'm going to research S Corp. I'm going to call Sloan and find out how much it costs. I'm going to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go on about so I totally recommend small business owners Monday between 9 and noon. That's when you focus on administration. That's when you create new documents for your business. That's when you develop training manuals. That's when you look at your numbers and you review your accounting and things like that. And if that's not your day, maybe it's Friday. Okay. I totally disagree with Friday. If you're going to do it on Friday, you need to do it Friday at 7 a.m. Okay. Because by the time you get to noon on Friday, you're done.
Yeah.
It's over. Right.
Yeah.
So I recommend Monday. First thing on Monday before lunch, okay? You do that. And that your brain is the freshest.
Yeah.
It's like ready to like do that stuff. And so that's when you're planning your time. Okay, hey, what is my week gonna look like? And look, I am not. There's some people that their calendar is great, like it's full, and they're a slave to their calendar. Like if it's on their calendar, they're gonna do it. They're gonna crush it. It's gonna be great. If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. You know, that kind of thing. My calendar, you look at it next week, has nothing on it. Okay, but by the time I get, actually today's Friday, so next week my week is full, but the week after that has nothing on it.
Yeah.
But so through Wednesday of next week, I'll have nothing on my calendar for the week after, and then by Friday, then that week will fill up. Okay, so I end up being a little reactive in scheduling my appointments and things like that, but I'm proactive. Okay, when it comes to the big things that I need to get done that are actually going to push my business to the next level. Okay. And so that's where you have to get out of the reactive zone and into the proactive zone. Okay. And if you need some reaction, like because I do client work, like I have to react to clients, right? If they need me, I need to be there. That's customer service. So it's kind of, it's like proactive reactiveness, you know what I mean? If you will. So what I would say is like, you need to get out there and going, but you also need to schedule some time that you know your brain's gonna be fresh and you can focus. You turn your phone upside down. You turn off the baby monitor. Not really. You gotta keep that baby safe.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like you get rid of your distractions and you organize your thought processes. And then something that I learned from Tony Robbins, okay, which is awesome. Okay. Tony's great, right?
Yeah.
So you can only get 6 things done in a day, right? But the top 3 things that you need to do to move the needle, you really need to understand what those things are. And you do those things first before anything else. And you make everything else wait. And believe me, everything else can wait. Okay. It can. It can wait 5 minutes. I am extremely responsive, but I do not answer every time. Okay. I had a client call me today and he's been trying to get a hold of me for 3 or 4 days. I've been responsive to him, but I haven't actually connected with him in 3 or 4 days. I got sick earlier in the week, so on and so forth, but I was still responsive. Like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm not able right now. So you can still stay connected without, overextending yourself.
Yeah. So let's say the person has everything already right. They already got their systems in place, they followed everything you said, but they're still kind of like stuck. Like they still don't see the results or, you know, they're not growing the way that they should be.
Okay.
What is it? What do you see when you have talked to them? Because I'm sure you help people with their businesses
All the
all
time.
day long.
Absolutely.
And they're saying, I'm doing my taxes, I'm doing this, I'm reading the books, because that's something that people say, I
Right.
mean, what are these people? Are they missing something, or is it, just not the time? What do you think?
So it totally depends. There's a lot of factors. Okay. So the first factor is, and some of these things are called ceilings. Okay. So like you hit a ceiling and
Yeah,
like you can't
applied to whatever
you
the
can't
ceiling.
get across that
Yeah,
ceiling. Okay. I'm at a ceiling right now. Okay. And I'll tell you what that ceiling is. I'm doing client work still, and I need to transition completely away from client work. Okay. The problem with that is that client work pays my bills.
yeah,
So when I stop doing it, I'm going to lose a little bit of that personal income. Okay. And that's going to go straight into the business. To hire my replacement, it costs a whole lot of money. Okay. So basically, all the money that I make and take in personally, I now have to use that same money to pay somebody else to do it. Okay.
yeah,
And then I don't have any money.
yeah,
And then there's a period of time where I then have to go and increase the revenue for the whole business. So then I can have some more personal income over and above what I was paying this person. So that is a ceiling. Okay.
yeah,
And someone who's not going to cross that ceiling is a person who's just not going to take the risk and eat it. Okay.
yeah,
They're just going to be like, no, I can't. I gotta pay all these other things. So I'm not going to do that. Like on some level, like you got to drop the ball. You
mhm,
got to tell I mean, hey, you miss a payment, right? You got to like you got to start playing a little bit different game. So every time you hit a ceiling, you got to play a different game. So it depending on what they feel stuck in. Okay.
mhm,
So some stuck is I don't have the systems in place for them to work for me. And when I'm working on the system, I'm not getting paid. So this stuckness is I don't have enough money to cover my bills. So I stay focused on sales
mhm,
and I don't build a sales team and I don't build systems and I don't do that because I keep trying to go out and hustle so I can make the rent payment next week.
yeah,
Okay. Right. So that's stuck number one. And what I would tell you is especially people are like, I have to pay all my bills on time. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay.
yeah,
But if you're a small business owner and you're trying to get from one place to the other, sometimes you're going to need to call somebody. Like I'm fixing to have to call one of my vendors and be like, look, I'm so sorry. I'm running a little bit late. I need you to give me an extension till next month. I have to do it
yeah,
because I don't have the money to pay them right now. I actually need to go get some investment capital to be able to do that. So I got to do so you gotta be a little bit more fluid. Another one is replacing yourself in your business. Your business is only going to grow so far if it's dependent on your effort,
it's true.
right?
Yeah,
Talking about Tony, how does he have 110 businesses?
yeah. He's not doing all those businesses.
He's not
There's
doing any
somebody
of
there. Yeah,
it. He's
yeah.
not doing any of it. He can't even have 110 board meetings in 1 month,
For real.
right? He's built teams around doing those things. And then is he available to those teams? Yes. And is he having regular sessions with them? And is all that planned out and everything? Sure is. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. It doesn't mean it's well oiled. It doesn't mean any of that stuff. It's organized chaos. Okay. That's what business is, organized chaos. So what I would let's long story short it.
Yeah,
I would say, what do you feel stuck in? Okay. And then build a solution around that and then take the risk and the leap and go above and beyond. Okay. So a lot of it has to do with systems. Another lot of it has to do with relationships. Okay. Do you have the right relationships?
yeah.
Are you hanging on to people that are not allowing you to progress? Okay.
That's that's an important one.
That's a very important one.
Yes.
So are you hanging on to work that you need to not be doing? Are you hanging on to people that are not allowing you to progress? Are you putting yourself in the right places to get opportunity to get to those next levels? Okay. One of the biggest things that small business owners stay stuck in is is control. I have to control everything. Okay.
That's my weakness. Just being honest.
I mean, I
Like,
get it.
yeah, like to delegate to somebody else because like I said, they're not me, and I have tried doing that so
Mhm.
many times. I finally found somebody, but um took me a long time because I was so easily trusting somebody, showing them everything, my secrets, and then they get up and go.
Yes. Okay. I mean, you just mentioned a huge one. Okay. How many small businesses hire somebody, train them how to do it, and then that person leaves and starts their own
Oh
business?
yeah.
Okay. It is a major issue. Okay.
Yeah.
And what I would say is that you've got to create a couple of different environments. Okay. One, you really need to understand what you're doing. Okay. If you're hiring someone to, let's just say you're hiring an executive assistant.
Mm.
Okay. That person's not making enough money to satisfy them.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not.
Yeah.
Okay. They want growth. They want opportunity just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hire somebody and you're not giving them growth and opportunity, one day they're going to leave or they're going to moonlight. Okay. Like they're going to work for you and they're going to work for somebody else. I had somebody just scrolling through Instagram and all of a sudden they see their worker doing an ad for some other company. And it's like, I'm paying you full time. What is this? You know what I mean? And it's like, huh? And then they feel so violated.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, we have to take a step back and we have to recognize, guess what? We're all in this for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're all in this for ourselves.
That's really key because I feel like, for me, I've always cared about other people's feelings. But as an entrepreneur, which is something that I have learned throughout the years, trying to help people and giving them my all and everything, because that's just the kind of person that I am.
Absolutely.
But they're selfish because
are.
they take it and they go.
Absolutely.
And one thing that that I have learned is that I need to be selfish too.
Yes. To a certain degree.
To a certain degree,
I mean,
yes.
using some different words. So,
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with my business partner just the other day. Okay. What we need to do is we just need to be honest about how that is.
Yeah.
It's okay for my employees to be selfish.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I get it, right? Like I don't expect you to be me, right?
Yeah.
I expect you to want more. I expect you to, I expect you to be constantly looking for better or this or that or what, you know what I mean? So when you expect those things, I can still be that kind, giving all that in a bag of chips. Like I had one of our best employees left, right?
Yeah.
He Indeed sent him a little thing, said, "Hey, this job would be great for you," and they paid him I think they paid him like $30,000 or $40,000 a year more than we were able to afford at the time. Can I be mad at that?
No.
Not even a little bit.
Because I would do the same thing.
Yeah. Like, look, bro, I'm a little disappointed, but I can't be mad. I gotta let you do it. So
exactly.
So what we have to do, and then the other thing is like, if you hire a team, well, then you start to develop some competition too. So you just hire one person and now they feel like, especially if you give them a lot of responsibility, they're like, well, this person's only successful because of me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing it all. I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
So I'm the thing. Well, so then you want to, like, once you start hiring, you want to keep hiring.
Mhm.
So back to systems, one place that we're stuck in, our ceiling that we're at right now, is that my business partner and me, we're the only ones that sell.
Mhm.
So we got a good operation team and we could grow that operation team, but we really can't because we have to sell more.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm selling and I'm not doing the work and then I'm also not building the company, like, here's the crux, right? So now we need to develop a sales team. So then you could develop a sales team and then they're selling, then I can step back and then I can support the sales team and then I can hire more operators and then like grow and grow and grow and grow. Well, how big of a company do you want?
Yeah.
Some people, like, having 1,000 employees is scary.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So do I want a firm or do I want to stay a small shop?
Yeah.
It really starts with, what are my goals as a business owner?
And to do that probably from the beginning.
Beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of understanding the end from the beginning. I'm trying to build a publicly traded company. That's my end game. I'm good with thousands of employees.
Yeah.
Well, the only way to get there is I have to consistently replace myself, and I need to hire and hire and hire and hire and hire and hire and hire. If all you're trying to do is get to $1 or $2 million, okay, and you just want a small team of 3 or 4, well, you just need to recognize that you need to know what those employees' expectations are and what their goals are, and know when and how to provide that, and have a system in place that if they leave, you can replace them quickly. Okay. And you can do that with love.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like, I expect you to leave one day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could go on and talk forever.
We can.
I mean, this
totally
was a
could.
great conversation, especially because, as business owners, one thing is talking to somebody else about it. And another thing is talking to somebody who's going through the trenches, going through everything. So Can you like give maybe some advice to somebody who's frustrated? Because I feel like there's a lot of frustration and there's a lot of questioning, even when they're in it. And it's not, they have that ceiling or that, something stopping them. What would you give them since you're going through it for them, maybe not to quit or maybe they should change or pivot?
So, right. So there are definitely moments to pivot. Okay. This is what I would say. This is what I've always done because you're gonna hit these moments. Okay. When I get to a moment where I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, I think I feel like I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what to do. I stop.
Yeah.
Okay. I stop. Okay. And here's the analogy I'll give you. I got 12 plates spinning on sticks. And when one starts to wobble, I got to run over it and spin it. And then another one's wobbling. Well, when you got these 12 plates spinning, you feel like you can't stop. Okay. And I would say, stop. The plates you don't need anymore will fall. And the plates that you do need will keep spinning, even if you're not the one spinning them. It's weird how that works. I'm not actually saying, hey, stop working and doing that. What I'm saying is take a moment to take a break and remove yourself from the storm. Like literally go somewhere. If you like camping, go camping. If you do a little staycation, okay, use your points and go get a little hotel room or something, okay, whatever. And this is a corporate retreat for you,
Yeah.
okay? And so you step away, okay? And then the first thing you do is nothing. You don't think about the problem, you don't think about the solution. You literally decompress all of your brain waves. Okay. Don't plug into TV or a movie or like family or anything. Like this is a corporate retreat
Yeah.
and you need to go get a massage. Okay. Go swimming. All right. Go get on a boat and get out in the middle of the water. Go fishing. Okay. But not for a vacation. This is not a vacation. It's a corporate retreat. So take the first day and just decompress.
Mm.
Then take the second day to start to formulate, okay, what's happening
Mhm.
and what control do I have? What am I able to do next? And then really start to think outside the box on that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you need to get rid of an employee, okay. If you need to hire a new person, but you don't have an HR solution, like we don't have an HR solution. Like hiring people is really difficult. Like
Yeah.
like you can't just go hire people. Like it's like you got to build this whole system. It's like you
Or
know what I mean.
hiring
So
a good person too.
right, and finding a good one. So
Yeah.
you like if you're gonna go hire somebody, think about I'm actually gonna hire 4 people. I'm gonna let 3 of them go before the probationary period's up. But
Yeah.
like I'm like, you know what I mean? Get real. So decompress and then really start to kind of organize your thoughts around your problem. Okay. What is my problem? Is my problem money? If my problem is money, I need more sales. Is my problem efficiency? If my problem is efficiency, I need more systems. Okay. Is my problem I'm doing too much work? Then I need to hire an assistant or my replacement. Like really kind of identify what the issue is. And in a perfect world, what would solve that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then on day 3, start thinking about, okay, how can I solve that? What are the different ways? And really like,
Mhm.
and then that's when you want to start asking others. Okay. If you have a spouse, ask your spouse. It's amazing what a spouse or a close someone, even if they're not related, like they are completely not related, but
Yeah.
they're seeing what you're going
The
through.
outsider looking in.
They can hear and feel the problem in a different way. And they might have just some brilliant idea. My wife came up with a brilliant idea just the other day. Okay. I needed a place to park a car. Okay.
Mhm.
And she's like, why don't you park it in the parking garage at the office?
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, babe, that is great. I cannot believe you just said that. It's awesome because I have the key. Bloop. It opens the gate. Like,
Yeah.
they won't tow it. It's fine. It won't cost me anything.
Mhm.
That was so many. Like, I needed that, you know? She has nothing to do with any of the stuff, but she knew my parking garage was there. So I would ask a loved one. I would ask a mentor.
Mhm.
In 100%, half of the answers to your question is go find someone that's been there, done that, and meet with them once a month or once a quarter and talk about these things.
Yeah.
In outside of your situation. So that's what I would say is the first thing when you're overwhelmed, frustrated, you can't make decisions when you're emotional. You can't actually see truth whenever you're pissed off. Like this doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So step away, little corporate retreat, 2-3 days, decompress, then really identify the problem. Is this my problem? Because sometimes the problem you think it is that's not actually the problem, right? And then the third step is what creative solutions, and then really drill those down into tasks. What are the next tasks that I can do for that solution to be there? And then guess what? Your top 3 things that you need to do today, those are the top 3 things that you need to do. It doesn't matter who's calling.
Yeah.
You have to do this first.
Mhm.
And that's how you get through and get over.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. That's absolutely my
Thank you
pleasure.
so much. I guess we'll have to do this another day.
We will. No,
Yeah.
please come back. Come
Yeah.
back with some more.
And we didn't even go through all the questions that I had.
No, I know 30 minutes is not enough. It's
Yeah.
so funny. Like when we started, y'all are like, hey, 30 minutes. And I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be enough. But hopefully we grow, we get a larger audience,
Yeah.
and then we can start doing some hour shows and even longer maybe if our audience,
Yeah.
wants that. You know what I
Sounds
mean?
good.
But Jen, this has been great. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Really appreciate it.
All right. Next time.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button. If you like what you're hearing, and if you got questions, right? It's Ask Sloan. Put some questions in the comments. Feel free to DM me. I had a couple DM me last week on trademarks. Okay, so if you need a trademark from Gary from previous episodes, hit me up, and I'm always happy to help and answer questions, and would love some more topics to address for everyone out there. So thank you all so much. Have an amazing week.